In the game of chess, the queen may dominate with her swift and powerful moves, but it's the king who truly controls the board. His steps are measured, his movements deliberate. Yet in this caution lies not weakness, but a subtle strength. Each shift of the king reshapes the entire battlefield, altering the balance of power without a single piece captured. Consider the glittering world of the casino, where gamblers believe they're testing their luck against the whims of chance. But this is an illusion, carefully crafted by the house. Every flashing light, every ringing bell, every tantalizing near miss is a brushstroke in a larger picture. It's a narrative that whispers of risk and screams of reward, always hinting that the next roll, the next pull, the next hand will be the one. The house doesn't need to control chance. It controls something far more powerful, the story of chance. And that's why, in the end, the house always comes out on top. This, in essence, is the heart of Law 20. Control the narrative of risk and reward. History offers us a master of this law in the form of Sun Tzu, the legendary strategist who penned The Art of War. Sun Tzu's wisdom echoes through time. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. He understood that warfare wasn't just a clash of steel and sinew, but a battle of perceptions. When enemies believed the risk of attack was too great, they retreated without a single arrow loosed. When they thought victory was assured, they charged headlong into carefully laid traps. Sun Tzu grasped a fundamental truth. True power lies not in the reality of a situation, but in how that reality is perceived and told. This art of narrative control has been wielded by kings and conquerors throughout the ages. Julius Caesar didn't just conquer Gaul, he wrote the story of its conquest, framing seemingly impossible risks as glorious victories waiting to unfold. Napoleon didn't just lead armies, he marched them forward on waves of certainty, his proclamations shaping the morale of both his soldiers and his enemies long before swords were drawn. The true battles, the decisive ones, were often won in the minds of men, long before blood was spilled on the field. In our modern world, the game remains the same, only the players have changed. Corporations weave tales of scarcity. Limited time offer, act now, making consumers believe that the real risk lies in hesitation, while reward comes to those who buy without question. Politicians paint every decision as a choice between salvation and catastrophe, making their preferred path feel like the only safe harbor in a storm of uncertainty. In the world of finance, investors who master the story of risk and reward attract fortunes like moths to a flame, while those who rely solely on cold, hard facts find themselves forgotten in the shadows. So how can you harness this law in your own life? First, stop allowing others to define risk for you. When someone declares something dangerous, ask yourself, dangerous for whom? When an opportunity is presented, question, an opportunity for whom? Second, learn to frame your own risks as inevitable rewards. Make those around you believe that standing against you leads to ruin, while joining your cause paves the way to fortune. Finally, remember that people are moved by stories, not statistics. Logic may convince the mind, but narrative captures the heart. And in the race for decision-making, the heart always sprints ahead of the brain. The king on the chessboard survives not because he's the fastest piece, but because he controls the flow of the entire game. The casino thrives not by beating luck, but by making you believe that luck is always just one more bet away. And Sun Tzu's armies conquered not just with swords and spears, but with stories that made enemies crumble before the first battle cry was heard. This is the essence of Law 20. Control the narrative of risk and reward. So ask yourself, when you sit at the table of power, are you simply playing the game that others see? Or are you the one writing the story that they believe in? The choice and the power that comes with it is yours.